Well, welcome back to the broadcast, all 498,000 of you guys, at least the ones that YouTube allows to see the broadcast, which, if I'm lucky, it's about 1 out of every 30 people. Unfortunately, I can't stand what's going on with that. But anyway, I've got some good news to share with you guys today, and quite frankly, some rather bizarre, unusual things that are happening, because the truth of the matter is something is going on in the spiritual realm, and I think you guys need to be aware of it. And that is the fact that miracles are breaking out all over the globe and around the same time, which as a Christian, this really screams, the end times spoken of in Bible prophecy. Now, I know I've got a lot of different views that watch my channel here, so I really want to encourage you to take it in and just take it with a grain of salt, because there is something happening and we cannot deny it. And I want you guys to see this. And I've got about 4 separate miracles to show you in the broadcast. But before I do, I got to give a quick shout out to my longest sponsor of all times. If you guys have been following me, you know, but this is getthetea.com. If you want to check them out, which I really encourage that you do, because this stuff has changed my life. That's why I've had them so long as a sponsor. But if you're looking for something to really cleanse you out, that's very trusted, Get the Tea is absolutely it. It's not found in any stores, and right now you can get it on getthetea.com. They're having an amazing special that you see here on the screen, where you can buy 2 of them and you get 1 absolutely free. Not only do they carry amazing teas, by the way, but they also carry supplements for your heart, your eyes, your healthy blood sugar levels, even immunity and stuff for joints. But again, this has literally changed my life, and you can check it out at getthetea.com. And as an added bonus for my subscribers and followers only, use the coupon code Lisa and you'll get an additional 10% off. Now, if you want more information, click that more button or click in the description box below. All right. So let's dive into these miracles that are happening all over the globe. Let's start first with a miracle that happened to a group of Muslims. Take a look at this article, and this is on westernjournal.com. Miracle: Muslim men in Gaza seek Christ after over 200 of them dream of Jesus on the same night, according to a report. It goes on, more than 200 Muslim men in Gaza have converted to Christianity after reportedly seeing Jesus in their dreams, said Christian professor Michael Licona. It goes on, in a recent Facebook post, Licona said he received a report from underground Christian ministries in the Middle East that detailed the miraculous conversions. Now, here's where he posted it, and this is his actual Facebook post, and I want to read to you specifically what he said. And this was written on November 10th, but here's what he said. God is working in the midst of war. This news coming out of Palestine from underground Christian ministries, and he states, over the past 2 days, we have ministered to hundreds of fathers who have lost most, if not all, of their children in the war. As we have moved these men to safety, we fed them, washed their clothes, and began to read the Bible to them, sharing the way of peace through Jesus. Then a big miracle happened. Last night, Jesus appeared to more than 200 of them in their dreams. They have come back to us to learn more from God's word and are asking us how to follow Jesus. Now, whether or not you agree or believe with what he's saying is ultimately your decision. I believe this is absolutely possible. I believe miracles do happen, but this is definitely a miracle if what he is saying is true, especially considering 200 Muslims on the same night having a dream about Jesus coming to them in their dreams, so much so that they came the very next day asking to follow Jesus Christ. And this is interesting because I've actually read the Quran. I've read their book. I've read the Bible. Obviously, I'm a Christian. I follow the Bible, but I want to read and know what other people are following and believing. But the Quran does acknowledge the existence of Jesus and even attributes his earthly presence to Mary and a virgin birth. But he is only viewed as a prophet who performed miracles. They don't believe that he was crucified. They believe that he was taken to heaven. And they also believe that one day he is going to come back on earth and judge the world. So the difference is in their religion, in the Quran, they don't see Jesus as the Son of God as we do. And yet now we have Muslims who said Jesus came to them, who have converted to Christianity. This is a huge miracle. And by the way, this comes on the heels of something else that has been happening in the area, I believe, of revivals breaking out among some Muslims there. Take a look at this. And this is on agnews.com. And this is the actual Assembly of God news network, if you will. And here's what they say: more than a dream, Muslims have been coming to Christ. And they're claiming in this report that they're seeing unusual and exploding levels of Muslims coming to Christ. Now, this was posted May 30th, 2023. You can see the date right there kind of by my face, right? And which means that this was happening prior to what happened on October 7th when Hamas attacked Israel. But here's where it states this, and this is coming from James Bradford, who is a lead pastor at the Central Assembly of God in Springfield, Missouri, and also from a longtime AG global worker, Dick Brogdon, who serves as the AGWM global worker to Muslims, right? And here's what these two are stating, and I quote: Bradford and Brogdon agree that many Muslims throughout the world are now experiencing dreams and visions of Jesus. I would even say it's the normal experience, Brogdon says. It would be accurate to say that Muslims are responding to Jesus in levels we have never seen, not in 1,400 years. So these 200 Muslims seeing Jesus on the same day in their dreams comes on the heels of that. Now, again, take it as you will. Now, speaking of miracles, I also want to tell you, there's another miracle that happened in New Mexico. If you're a Catholic, you may have heard about this. And if you're not, you may have also heard about this. But here is the miracle that happened. And either way, take it at will as you believe you should take it. And here it is. Fox News: Virgin Mary statue reportedly crying in Mexico town sparks questions about a potential miracle. A statue of the Virgin Mary in the Mexican state of Colima that is reportedly weeping tears has drawn crowds of onlookers and questions about the potential miracle. The statue was first noticed crying in October, but video of the statue's purported tears gained traction on social media in mid-November. Now the statue is encased in glass and it is named the Virgin of Dolores. Now what's interesting about this name is the Virgin of Dolores actually translates to sorrow and pain. Now here are the images of the statue that you can see here on the screen, and you can kind of see the tear in the far right one there and the reddish color eyes. But here's what spectators said about what happened. Quote, "So a couple of tears started flowing. Eyewitness Victor Ramos told the news outlet CEN. The statue's eyes reddened as she cried," claimed Ramos. "Similarly, when we cry, our eyes become red. The same happened to the image," Ramos said. And you can see the image there crying. So again, whether or not you want to portray that as a miracle or a coincidence, or maybe something happened when onlookers were not looking, I don't know. But either way, you know, a lot of Catholics have taken that as a sign. You know, I'll leave that again for you, but that's not all. Here's yet another miracle that happened within the Catholic Church. And here it is. And this is on Western Journal. Catholic officials are investigating after possible Eucharist miracle after U.S. Church. It goes on, a report of what's being called a possible Eucharist miracle at a Roman Catholic church in Connecticut is being investigated by the Archdiocese of Hartford. On March 5th at St. Thomas Church there, Reverend Joseph Crowley said during a communion, the number of host consecrated bread being handed out increased. According to WFSB, what happened is our Lord multiplied himself, Crawley said, and he goes on to state this: "One of our Eucharist ministers was running out of host, yet they didn't. And suddenly there were more hosts in the ciborium. God duplicated himself in the ciborium," he said. Crowley said the incident was a sign of the power of God. Interesting. Again, I'll let you decide, but the bottom line here is there's some pretty intriguing miracles happening all around the same time and all over the globe. And probably the biggest miracle, and I'm going to call this the biggest miracle because I've got one more to show you, because it's very unexpected, especially considering in the more communist, liberal, leftist, immoral world that we are living in right now. It's a scary place to live. But I'm calling this a miracle, and it's a political miracle, because I see hope for our future in this election. So it's not a legitimate miracle per se, but I would actually classify it as a legitimate miracle. Take a look at what I'm talking about. ZeroHeads.com, anti-woke, central bank nemesis Javier Milei wins Argentina's presidential election. This is a bloody miracle if there ever was one, because so many people have gone so far left, and they're being brainwashed at every angle, from the televisions to the mainstream media to our college education, to our high school education, to our elementary schools. I mean, everything is teaching our young children to be a good little communist on the left. And this is global. This isn't just here in the United States of America. This is global. Yet, we finally have a libertarian, Javier Milei, come to the very top with promises to help and fix a country, which I believe, and fingers crossed we're correct, that he's actually going to do that. He's been dubbed the Trump of Argentina. So this gives me hope that Donald Trump can win in 2024. And that's why I say it's a bloody freaking miracle. And I mean, one of my favorite political miracles, if you will, because it's a really, a big family-friendly middle finger to, the World Economic Forum and the United Nations and all these global organizations that are trying to take over our country, our policies, our world. And so thank you, Argentina, for being the right voice. I hope we follow through and elect our Donald Trump. Anyhow, if you're not subscribed to the channel here, please check your subscription. I probably should say that earlier, but make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube has been unsubscribing people a lot. So when you do subscribe, please go to that upper button and select all. By the way, I'm also on Rumble. If you want to check me out on Rumble, we're under Restricted Republic. And I'm going to show you my channel here so you guys can check that out, because I also post on there if anything happens. We're on Restricted Republic also. All the videos are uploaded there that we upload here on YouTube. So follow me at Restricted Republic on Rumble. And Justice Knight and myself also post there, so it's kind of a joint channel there on Rumble. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven signing out.